All right, let's do something a little different today. So I'm going to break everything down, okay? We do have a very extensive menu. However, we have to ease into things. So today we are going to learn how to make pupusas de chorizo y queso, okay? Chorizo is a Mexican sausage, and it very much, well, this is what it looks like. Okay, now, the shiny stuff is the casing. You definitely need to cut the casing off before you start to cook it. So let's go ahead and turn on the stove. And with a knife, you're gonna slice through the casing, okay? And you peel it off and put it right into your pan. I have 2 pounds of chorizo that I am going to prepare, okay? So all you do is you're gonna warm and saute it until it's nice and cooked through. Chorizo can be found, hi Tina, in any grocery store. However, it is a Mexican specialty, so I would definitely recommend getting it from a Mexican store. All right. Now, once I get this in and I wash my hands, I will show you the masa, which is the dough that we're going to use for our pupusas. I did buy it prepared already. So again, that was packaged at the Mexican store in the egg aisle. All right. So again, make sure that you take all the casing off. And there we go. Just in case you're wondering what the casing looks like, it's that. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, just make sure that you remove it. Okay. Alright, so let's keep that out of the way. Okay. Now, another thing that you want to do is make sure that you break up your chorizo. This here is the dough that we're going to use for our pupusas. La pinza, it's already pre-mixed, okay? So what I'm going to do is transfer this over to a mixing bowl. Now, you could make your own masa with maseca. If you watch one of my earlier lives, it's the same one that we use for the tortillas, okay? So you prepare it the same way, but I think this one has a little bit more flavor. So you just dump it in. Okay. Again, la finca, okay? So this is what it looks like again, la finca masa. You can use any prepared masa that you like, but make sure that if you use some that's behind the counter, like in the tortilla place, you tell them what it is for. Not for tamales, but for tortillas. Okay. And I'm gonna mix this up here. Remember, this is gonna be cheese. So you always should also try to plan to season your cheese. That's what gives it another level of flavor. So this looks like regular Monterey Jack cheese, right? But it actually is, okay, let me show you. Chihuahua shredded cheese, okay? It's a little bit more creamier and it's a little bit more saltier, so you have to be careful with your salt. Alright, so to that I am going to add my garlic powder. Now the chorizo already has some flavoring, okay? And it also is a little bit on the savory side, so you don't want to put too much. Just a tad of the cumin. A little bit of cayenne pepper to give it a kick. And some curry powder. All right. So now, just mix that in there. It already smells good. Okay. There we go. What you're going to need is a griddle or a very wide pan to put the pupusas in. So your dough, it's pretty much already pre-mixed, and the consistency is great. So what you're going to want to do is roll them up into balls, okay? So about ye big. So what we're going to do is you'll make a little indentation in the middle, put your filling in, and then purse it up, okay? Once you purse it up, you seal it. Oh, your favorite dish. Okay, well, let's learn how to make it together. And then you just flatten it out a tad without squeezing out the filling, and then you put them on your grill. Now these, and you know, again, the filling can be anything. Normally it is pork that you put in there, refried beans, cheese. My mom was asking about loroco, which is a flour that you can put in, and normally that's what the cheese ones are made of, cheese and loroco. So again, just go ahead and roll these up into little balls. Now, I probably will be making maseca pupusas, just again so I can show you a different way of doing them. Initially I was going to make tortillas, but then I got a craving for pupusas and I thought, why not? Okay. You know, that's what I'm going to figure out, because normally I buy a ton. So 3 pounds so far. Let's see how many we can make. Once I left the store, I thought, you know what, it's not going to be enough. But then again, I make too much, so I think 1 3-pound bag might be enough for our family. But we'll just see how many we can make out of them. Now, if you have your chorizo pre-made already, okay. Now, another thing that typically is made that tops the pupusas is a cabbage relish, okay? Cabbage soaked in apple cider, jalapenos, oregano, and bay leaf. Now, again, this is kind of on the fly. I didn't plan on making this, so I have to check and see if I have all the ingredients to make that. But honestly, I love to eat them just like that, you know, nice and hot right off the grill without the relish. So again, it's personal preference. You can put sour cream on top of them. Make it like a little lettuce, tomato, you know. It's all up to you. All right. Now, I'm thinking these are going to be too small, so I might need to put these two together. Yeah, so a nice baseball size. You know what? It smells so good in here. It really does. And not to toot my own horn, but this stuff is amazing. Now, it would probably be easier if you make your chorizo ahead of time so that you let it cool, okay? So the benefit of cooking your meats ahead is that you can definitely get back to it, and it makes sometimes the cooking time of other dishes a lot faster. You want to make sure that you break it up, okay, while it's cooking. And yeah, that's a lot better. I'm going to make them nice and big. Any questions so far? Here we go. Let's see. So far, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So about 9 or so, depending on how big you make them. Okay, so here we go. So again, you get your masa, roll them up into nice little baseball-sized balls. Okay, we have our filling almost ready. Wash, wash, wash. And hola, Yola. Okay. There we go. Now once you roll up and you have your filling set to go, they cook, as long as you brown both sides of the pupusa, you're done. Can you get 4? I'm teaching you how to make them yourself. So, oh my goodness gracious. Here we go. Okay. So, see how we're browning that? Can you guys see that? Ooh, nice and hot. Okay. And you want the little clusters broken up. You want everything nice and browned. You want it cooked through. Okay. So again, we've got 2 pounds of longanisa, 3 pounds of masa, and I think I got about a ½ pound of cheese, which I keep forgetting what kind of cheese it is. Chihuahua cheese. It's very creamy. It's kind of like Monterey Jack cheese, but it's a lot creamier, I think. Okay, so that is ready. Here. Now I did pull out the mozzarella cheese just in case I need more, but this should be plenty. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to turn that off and get my griddle. This is where all the fun begins. Okay. Now, take your masa and you're going to want to flatten it out in the middle. Make like a little indentation. So if you've done thumbprint cookies, kind of like the same thing, okay? And I'm going to put a handful of the cheese in. Can you see that? And then, okay, you're allowed do-overs. Look what I did. I pressed it out too much in the middle, so that's okay. All right, so all you do, if that happens, it just gently remold it, okay? So you don't have to like get it perfectly done on the first time, no worries. There you go, don't go too thin. So you scoop your meat in, can you see that? Now, carefully, you're going to bring the edges together and sealing everything in. kind of like a dumpling. So if you're into making dumplings, that's kind of what you're doing. Now, this is gluten-free, but it is not low carb. So, yeah, breaking our diets right here. See? So all the filling is now inside. Okay. There we go. Now, I just have one little dot there. It's peeking out. Let's seal that in. And let's put a little bit of cooking spray. Hola. A ver cuando vienes a comer. Okay, there we go. So, there we go. About 3 to 6 minutes each side. You want to keep an eye on it. Once it starts to brown, then you flip it over. Okay? So, we're going to do the same thing with the next one. Okay. Again, make a little well in the middle. Put your filling in. Again, your filling can be whatever it is that you want, okay? So I'm going to put the cheese and a dab of chorizo. Okay, can you see that? Now, seal it in, okay? Now, be patient. See? I get all worked up and I try to do things in a rush. And then I tend to, I don't want to say mess things up, but there we go, okay? Purse that up. And if you have a lot of masa, you can kind of take the excess off. But once you seal everything in, then flatten it. You know what, these I think are going to be a little thick. Okay, yeah, they're going to be a little thick, so let's flatten them out. So we want to make sure that the masa cooks all the way through. Okay. Simple, right? All right. Okay. Yes. So while you wait for that to brown, okay, yeah, that still needs a little bit of time, but I'm going to let that brown up a little bit. That's it. Then you keep going. You finish out the rest of your dough balls. I'm going to wait for it to brown so I can show you kind of the consistency, but there's nothing to it. You cook your meat ahead, season your cheese, have your pre-made dough, make your dough balls, flatten them out in the middle, close them up like a purse, flatten them, and put them on the grill. About, I would say for these, I'm thinking probably about 6 minutes or so each side. And then you can serve it with a cabbage relish, sour cream, extra cheese, refried beans on the side, rice on the side. Let your creativity run wild. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Let's make another one. Let's make another one. So you're not just sitting there watching me do nothing, waiting for this to brown up, but yes. So take your masa, and it's starting to stick on me again. Okay. Make a little well in the middle. put your filling in and carefully purse all the edges together. Now, if I wanted, oh no, you can watch it again. Here. So all I did, Maria, is I cooked up the chorizo, seasoned my Chihuahua cheese. We're going with Chihuahua today because it's a little bit more creamier. The masa, I bought it already pre-made. I put the, no, tortillas. I made tortillas the other day. So I was gonna make tortillas, but I thought, you know what, pupusas instead. But it's the same concept. Other than not filling it, and you just press it and put it on your grill, it's all good. Okay. But you know, oh, here we go. That's okay. I'm just gonna pinch the edges. But let me show you the tortilla. Okay. Hold on. Let's flip this over. That's getting there. You know what, my dear? I'll show you a tortilla real quick. Let's put this aside. Let me put a dish. Okay. So this is what we're using as far as the dough. Okay, la finca. So I'm going to show you how to do a tortilla real quick. Now, it's very easy because the dough is already made. If you have maseca, which is like a powder, it's already, all you have to do is add water to it. And then you knead the dough, and that's it. So to make your tortilla, all you do is you roll it up. Let me show you my press. Or you can just flatten out. But with the tortillas, you want to make sure that you really flatten it out. I'm gonna need flour. So yeah, flour up your hands. Okay, so hold on. Okay, see this? That's a tortilla press. So, what you essentially do is you want to make sure that you line this with wax paper. That's if you're going to go the dry way, okay? And this is already ready for you to just add water to it. You need your masa. You press it out. Let me show you. Let me grab some wax paper. Okay. Here we go. So tortilla coming right up. Isn't that pretty? Okay. See? Simple. On the fly. Now, okay. Turn that up just a little bit more. So these are pupusas there. Let me get a different comal. This is a comal. In English, I'm not sure. So if you can help me out, I'd appreciate it. But I'm going to heat this up so that I can put my tortilla on there. Okay. I mean, this is yummy stuff. Like it's all ready to go here. And I let it brown just a little bit. But see how easy it was? It's like no big deal. So the way I see it, if I can do it, I'm showing you how to do it. So it's easy. Like the biggest thing though is having this beautiful thing. The little ones that look like a dime that are metal, you might as well just flatten it out with your hands because those don't work as well as the wood ones. Those are heavy and you get a really beautiful tortilla out of that. Okay. And my pupusas, I turned up the heat a little bit. Hopefully we can get those to brown up real quick. And then here's the comal. Now, when you put your tortilla down, I'm going to put a little bit of spray on there so that it doesn't stick. And when it starts to bubble a little, that's when you know I let it sit on here too long. So yeah, don't let your tortilla sit on your paper too long because it might stick. And take your time, don't rush because it'll rip on you like it just did. Okay, there. When it starts to bubble, that's when you flip it over, okay? And again, it doesn't have to be beautiful. Whatever comes out, as long as it's from your heart, that's what counts. Okay, so there we go. Nice and golden brown. Let me get another dish. So yeah, when your tortilla starts to bubble up a little, you flip it over. But these are done. These are done. Holy wow. Okay. And we'll flip that over. And put this one on the grill. And there you have it. I'll just wait for this to cook up a little bit more, but the tortilla is pretty much done. Yes. Flea market. Tina, you can get those at the flea market or at the Mexican store, but you have to look for them. Again, get the nice heavy wood one. Here. I don't know if you can see that. Gosh, I don't know how much it weighs, but yes. The heavier, the thinner, and the better your tortilla is going to be. All right, ladies. Well, let's see here. That tortilla is almost done. Let's see. It might be too hot for me to hold it up for you, but let's see. What did my spatula about? But see, I feel like the prepared masa gives it a little bit more flavor. They probably add a little bit more lard than we'd like to admit, but see, there you go. And you're done. So I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll be seeing you soon.